All right, guys. I'm going to give it a little bit of a buffer here because you don't know how many people are logging on, but we are actually live on Facebook Live right now. And I've been looking forward to this interview. I know I say this about all of them, but I talked to a guy by the name of the Fiscal Stoner. Uh, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and it was such a great interview. And the great thing about it is that I picked up so many new subscribers, followers on all of my social media, and my next guest. I wanted to have him on because I've been digging some of the stuff that he's working on right now. But my next guest is Reggie. Reggie, are you there, Reg?
I'm here, man.
How are you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm good, bro. How about you, man?
Wonderful. Whereabouts are you broadcasting from right now?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, dude. So you're a Floridian then. You're not that far away from me.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Volusia County.
Oh, yeah. We're not far at all.
I grew up in DeLand. So now so have you lived in Florida all your life? You grew up around here?
Jacksonville, Florida, born and raised, man.
Now, okay. Now this is going to be a weird question. So I hope you don't get offended or whatever, but um I always tell people that have lived in Florida all their life are Florida crackers. Now, for the most part, people call white people crackers and stuff like that. But you've heard of the saying Florida cracker, correct? I mean, you've grown up in Florida all your life.
Of course.
Can African Americans be Florida crackers if you've grown up here all your life?
Uh, Possibly.
I didn't mean to start off the interview with a awkward ass question. So
No,
I really apologize. So you grew up in Jacksonville. What part of Jacksonville? Because not a lot of people realize this is that Jacksonville is when it comes to land mass, Jacksonville is one of the biggest cities in the United States of America. I'm not talking population wise. I'm just talking by land mass, because the city of Jacksonville kind of spreads out pretty big.
yeah, yeah. It's I mean, it could take you an hour to get to a destination in Jacksonville, man. Like
Now,
easily.
Reg, you I ended up finding out about you about from the Fiscal Stoner, and you have a clothing line out. You have merchandise and stuff like that. Tell a little bit about yourself and what you're doing, so my audience can get a understanding of who you are.
Um, in November of 2020, I decided to make a clothing line out of something I had been saying, and I got it from a song from Wiz Khalifa.
Hmm.
And the saying is, "Yeah, I'm high, bro."
Hmm.
And I'm a Florida medical marijuana patient.
Hmm.
Um, I
Can I
believe
ask?
in.
Can I don't mean to interrupt, but what you're on medical marijuana. My mom is on medical marijuana. She has had cancer twice in her life. And she also has it's not Parkinson's, but she has central tremors where she shakes a little bit. And it's amazing just what smoking off of her oil pen or taking an edible about. She could be a goddamn surgeon on how steady her hands are after she takes it. And I've been there. I see it. The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of instances, man. Um, how I found out marijuana really. I used it for medical reasons. In 2014, my son was diagnosed with cancer at 5 months old. And, before that time, I was just a recreational user, and,
Mm.
but going through that time period really showed me what it did for me, mentally, uh, during that time. And that's when I just started to take it a lot more serious. And when that opportunity became present to be prescribed for it, I mean, I took it immediately.
Yeah. How has it helped you?
Medical marijuana balances me, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. It keeps me even. It keeps me even. It picks me up where I might be low, and it keeps me level where I'm already, at that high. So
Have you ever now? I talk about this. You look at the legal substances that are out there. You look at alcohol and tobacco, and the amount of people that die or have health repercussions from doing those things, and that's completely legal. And I don't know the exact numbers, but the people that have died from marijuana has got to be way lower. And I think that it's the case of lobbyists, big tobacco, the alcohol companies putting money in the politicians' hands, and that's why it is still legal. And then you got people that are wanting to hassle people that smoke weed on a regular basis.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And man, one thing about having this card and going into the dispensary, just seeing the diversity of people that medicate, that just use marijuana, man.
A lot
It's
of
it's
older people,
so
a lot
yes,
of older
yes,
people, like older
yes.
people, you would never think they
You
would
would
be
never.
there. You would never think, but they are there. They are getting it because it is helping them because
Yep.
of all the poisons and stuff. I mean, I'll give you a little bit of background of my part. I have dealt with mental illness all my life, bipolar, manic depressive, obsessive compulsive disorders, and stuff like that. And I used to be a big alcoholic. I drank and drank and drank. And, I've been sober for over a year. And a lot of people that listen to my podcast radio show say, oh, well, Tuddle, you can't claim to be sober because you're still smoking marijuana. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm just being real. Like, when I look at stuff that just grows straight out of the ground that you don't have to process, I feel the same way about mushrooms, you know um and people want to give me a hard time about that. What is it going to take for the majority to get rid of that stigma that marijuana has?
As soon as the government finds a way to fully tax it and make their money off of it and make it legal, the stigma goes away with it, just like there's no stigma with alcohol and all the rest of it.
Yeah, no, I agree 100% with you on that because it's like there's so many things out there that were overprescribed pills. Big pharmaceutical is pushing money into the lobbyists, and that's how that it's always been. And until that changes, I think that they don't want marijuana being there.
Yeah, yeah, man. If you really, really, really take the time to do the research and to see what the body is made up of, we're already made up of THC, CBD. Those are already in you.
Mhm.
You your body starts to lose those levels, as you age. Marijuana
Hmm.
helps balance those things out too. Man, I can say it's all there. Like I said, because they can't make the money off of it like they want to. That's the only reason why they're doing what they're doing. Even with the medical market here, man, we know we have it, but man, some of the stuff that they do and some of the little things they pull, it's kind of crappy. But you know,
Hey,
it's a
Reg.
work in process.
Reg, and I feel really, really bad, and I hope you're not offended. But how is your son doing? You talked about your son. Is he doing better, or is he?
He's 7 years old, man. He's been cancer free now for 5 years. He is a normal, regular, everyday kid, man. I have to give the most respect and thanks to Nemours and Wilson's Children's
Nemours is a
Hospital here.
great place. Nemours is
Great,
such a great place.
great, great. I give them all the glory, and so yeah, man, he's good.
Now,
I appreciate that.
yeah, I apologize about glancing over that. You brought that up and everything, and I just wanted to ask. So I apologize about that. Now let's talk a little bit about your clothing line, your merchandising stuff that you're doing. Tell people a little bit about it, why you decided to come out with this, and where can people find it?
Um, Sitting around during this pandemic, sitting around brainstorming, man, and connecting with the stoner community on Twitter a lot too.
Mhm.
I started doing some sketches, and I got on a app, and I sent them to a couple people, and they came back with a dope design, and I decided, put it out there. It's for people that medicate medically. It's for people that do it recreationally. I don't care, long as you're staying lifted, long as you're medicating, long as you're getting through the day, man, and doing what you have to do and just living in your truth. It's a clothing line for you, man. It's called Yeah, I'm High, bro. You can't run from it. You can't hide from it. Uh I'll tell you the story if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, go ahead, man. I want to hear it.
One of the biggest things I came up with, it was, I remember being, probably was maybe 20, 21 years old. I'm in the store minding my business. You can sense somebody looking at you. Uh, and I could just sense this lady just staring at me. And she looked, and I look at her, and she's like, "Hey, excuse me."
Was she now? Was she following you around because and she was staring you down? Like, why was she doing that? Because
No, we
now,
were in the line.
okay, all right. So I didn't mean to interrupt there.
No, no, we were in the line. I'm pretty sure I smelled like it, but for some reason, it just told her, just asked me, was I high? And I just hit her with a simply, yeah, I'm high, bro. And and she just kind of looked, and I'm like, is it bothering you? Like, I'm in the line buying my stuff. I mean, I'm minding my business. I mean, Jesus. I mean, it's probably a person over there on pills right now. You wouldn't know it. I mean, you haven't asked them that.
No,
I mean,
and
I
and
mean,
people don't understand how bad the pill problem. I mean, it's gotten better in the state of Florida, but it's still there. But man, like 10 years ago, man, the how easy it was for you to get oxys or any of these pain pills here in the state of Florida was crazy. I mean, there were so many people dying here in the state of Florida.
I just saw a article where they said states that allow medical marijuana, I believe those deaths are down by like 25%.
Yeah. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you, but have you seen, see, this is why the internet is undefeated. It's always going to be there. But the racist white guy that got smacked in the face with the twisted tea can, I know that you've already probably seen this video, right?
Yeah, yeah, I saw that, man.
Now, the way my mind works was, and I've been seeing this a lot. Sprite has been kind of going towards more of the urban community, hip hop, basketball, and the first thing when I saw that, I was like, yeah, that white dude deserved everything he got. But the thing that I was thinking of was like, oh, what if Twisted Tea was like, okay, what can we do to up our sale? Oh, hey, let's get that white guy from the mailroom. Tell him if he wants to advance. They bring him in the boardroom and they're like, hey, Jerry, you've been working in the mailroom for quite a while, but this is a chance for you. We want you to go into a convenience store, say like a 7-Eleven or something, and we're gonna want you, this guy Derek, he's been here. He's a big executive. He's an African American. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have you say the most racist things in the world that you can, and he is going to absolutely smash you right in the melon with a Twisted Tea. And then everybody, because the memes are everywhere. These videos of Twisted Tea. I mean, they could not have bought this marketing for any amount of money in the world.
Yeah, I saw to be honest with you, I saw the memes first before I actually even saw the
Yeah,
video.
I did too.
I didn't, and I was kind of confused. Like I saw one where it was like four guns, and then that was like in the middle of it, and it was like that thing. I'm like I don't get it. And then I finally seen the video. I was like, oh, okay. And yeah, that was some great free advertisement. If it was free advertisement, like you said.
But I mean, I gotta tell you, the guy like had a lot of patience though, because like and the white guy was so oblivious at that time, because the guy, he was twirling the Twisted Tea and dropped it, and still was able to pick it up and smack him in the face. Like, the guy could not see the signs that, oh, I'm about to get just smashed right in the face.
Yeah, I don't. I didn't understand the way he kept berating that guy. I don't. I mean, I don't know what he expected or what he thought was going to happen. Like, I mean, he kept
Mm.
going. Like, bro, you said what you said already. Let it go. But I mean, he just kept going. And then he used that clown word. And
Can I
you
ask
know,
you, like, this year we've dealt with COVID, we've dealt with the civil unrest, the stuff with Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and everything. And if I'm getting too political and this is stuff you don't want to talk about, I completely understand. But for that to be going on, you would think in this day and age you would not be seeing shit like that. Um, is it because me being a white guy, like, I'm not in that. Is that stuff that you have to deal with as well too?
I mean, well, if we want to talk about, it, we talk about it. There's just certain things, you have to deal with, man. There's just certain things, man, that is just different. I
No,
won't go too, I won't go too deep into it, but you have those instances where you've been in I've been in those situations where you could just kind of feel it seemed like that guy just really wanted to start a problem, like,
yeah.
and and it happens, but I mean, if you campaign long enough, man, you'll get elected eventually, and he got elected that night.
All right, I'm gonna move on to some other things. Or so up in Jacksonville, or I mean, you a Jags fan? Like, who do you root for up in the state of Florida when it comes to sports?
I'm definitely a Florida State Seminoles fan for
Oh,
sure.
I'm a Gator. All my family came from
Uh,
Gainesville.
yeah, I'm definitely a no. I mean, with the Jags, man, I took a break. I took a break off this year, man. I'm up in the air with that. It's too much stress on my life. Um, Dealing with those guys, man. But they're finna start over again.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens, man. I don't know with those guys, bro.
You don't have to go into detail, but what type of work do you do for a living?
I rather not.
You okay? I got you. I got you. I mean, yeah, I know, I know. I was just kind of curious. So now, if people want to check out your clothing line and stuff, or your merchandise, where can they go to be able to check that out?
It's yeah, I'm hybro dot bigcartel.com, and that's YEA no H. I'm hybro dot BIGCARTEL.com.
Now you got shirts, hats, any other stuff? Like, give me an idea of the type of stuff that they can get there.
I got a few different t-shirts. I got hoodies. I got joggers. I got mask. Gotta stay safe out there. I got mask. I got stickers if you like stickers, and I got a lot of things coming. Like I said, I've only been launched for about a month here, so
Hmm.
I'm just getting started, man. But I'm excited. I got some things coming. Rolling
You got to
trays,
go with
all that stuff.
magnets. Magnets is where it is because I've been working in radio magnets.
Going with
Because
magnets. Okay.
yeah, because people they don't like putting stickers and stuff on their cars, but those magnets, the magnets, putting them on there, yeah, people can grab them. But there's a radio station that I used to work here in the Orlando area that it almost became a game. They called it the game of magnets. So you would have, yeah, I'm high bros magnets, and somebody would have them on their car, and then somebody come by and snatch them, but they would put them on their car, and it would spread. It was like people would share and be like, hey man, that's a cool ass magnet there, I'm gonna grab it. Yeah, you lost a magnet, but a lot of people when they buy the magnets, they buy like 5 of them because they're like, yeah, I know this is eventually gonna get taken, so I got a backup. So that's a little tidbit that might be able to help you out. Magnets, people love the magnets.
Okay. I appreciate it. I
I think
definitely get on it.
I would think that would be great, man. So it's the new year. What are some things that you are looking forward to? Things that are coming up this year, things that you would like to happen, because a lot of people have been talking about this. Oh, I can't wait for 2020 to be over with. And I'm like, so what? You guys think just because mysteriously at the stroke of midnight, December 31st, 2020, that things are just gonna get that much better? Um, I wanna hope and pray things get better. But like, what are some things that you're looking forward to accomplishing in 2021?
Um, building this brand, man. Hopefully, like you said, with this whole 2021 thing, hope things just gonna change. I'm hoping we have some progression in this pandemic, and some things can open up and move around a little bit more. But it's just growing this brand, man. Like I said, I'm just getting started. I got rolling trades coming. I got I just got so many different things I want to do with this. But just getting this brand built up to where I think it can go. Uh, I definitely need Wiz Khalifa to get at least one of my shirts, man. If I
Okay,
can
all
just get
right.
one of my shirts on Wiz, man, I would be forever grateful.
All right. So I'm glad, see, because that's what I was about to ask you. If you had one artist in the hip hop or hip hop game, if you could get just a pick or something. And I'm not saying they're going to wear it all the time, but that one artist that you could get some of your gear on. So you're saying Wiz Khalifa.
He's the inspiration behind it all, man. If it wasn't for Wiz, there would be no Yeah I'm High, bro.
Well, I am promising you, buddy. I don't know anybody, but I'm going to look at my connections because I keep up with all of my contacts and stuff. Somebody's got to know somebody that knows somebody, and I'm
Man.
gonna work on that, man. I would love to see that, even if it's like a shirt or right now with COVID going on, maybe one of the masks or something. I
Yeah,
I think
man.
that would be badass.
Can I send you something, man? I
Yeah,
mean,
dude.
yeah,
Hey,
man.
man, I will take some pics. I will post that stuff over all of my social media, and I will pimp out anything that you send me. I'm gonna have to send you some of. I have a sunglass sponsorship. So if you send me some stuff, I'll send you some sunglasses and stuff like that.
You got a deal, man. You got a deal.
All right, man. Well, listen, Reggie, I want to keep doing this. I want to work with you. I like your hustle. I like your ideas on things, and I would like to help your brand grow and help promote you in any way that I can.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, you reached out to me, man. I don't know about you, man, but I felt pretty awesome about it, bro.
Well, and I got to tell you, the reason that I did reach out to you is I had that conversation with the fiscal stoner, a great guy, a guy that did a lot of service for our country,
Yeah.
and it's very important to me because I feel like we do not do enough for our veterans. We just want to throw pills down their throat to help them out with their PTSD and stuff, or and that's just a great thing. And I think it is very heroic. I think it's great what he's trying to do
Yeah.
because weed really does not have any side effects besides having to replace refrigerator doors because you open them up so much to eat. So that's the only side effect that I could ever think of. But I think it's great. I think instead of being on opiates and other like psychotropic drugs and stuff like that, I think that this is a healthier, safer alternative than the pills that big pharmaceutical is trying to push on us.
Oh man, I couldn't agree more. All the side effects they have on you, not only mentally, but just your liver, your kidneys. It's just it goes on, man. What it does to you.
Yeah, I was overprescribed the psychotropic drugs. I was on like three or four of them at one time. About a year ago, I tried to commit suicide. Um, and it also didn't help that I was an alcoholic at the time. I was drinking on all those things, and it was just a bad mixture of stuff. And the other thing that I don't think people realize, our deficit is at an all-time high right now. I think when Donald Trump started his presidency, we were at 19 trillion when it came to the deficit. We have increased our deficit by $10 trillion, and just look at Colorado alone on how much they have made from taxing the sales of marijuana. Um, how much more revenue that would be coming in for taxes in this country.
You wanna help the deficit. You legalize it in every state. You open dispensaries, you put it in there. Guess I guarantee you they will come. Problem solved.
Mm-hmm.
Problem solved. If you allow these teachers and these other professional people that still do it, but if they can do it without any man, come on. It's a no-brainer, man.
Um, you live in the state of Florida, and one of the other big things that is marijuana related that I just do not understand. It logically it does not make sense. Here in the state of Florida, we have concealed carry. People can carry firearms in the state of Florida. All right, so but you cannot get a concealed weapons permit here in the state of Florida if you have your medical marijuana card. Now, I think that is complete, absolute bullshit because my dad's been telling me this for years. You go to an NFL football game, what do they sell there? They sell beer. How many fights do you see from people that are drinking? Now, a person that's an alcoholic can have a concealed carry permit, but a person that has their medical marijuana card cannot have a concealed carry permit. I'm telling you right now, a guy that's high, a pothead, he's going to try to work things out before he has to pull the strap. Now, you got a guy that's beard up, a guy that's been pounding the beers or whiskey or whatever. Oh, that dude's just looking for a reason to cap somebody, to put a bullet in somebody. So, how is that even fair, in my opinion?
None of it's fair. It's because, like you said, man, they're still paying the politicians. They're still paying the people that need to pay to push the narrative that they push. And being a being on marijuana, you're so nonviolent because you're so chill. Um, like you said, I can go pound some beers and run a red light and kill a family, or I could smoke a joint and probably go 20 miles under the speed limit and not be a
I'm
threat
glad.
to anybody on the road. So I mean, I
I
don't
I
understand it, man.
I'm glad that you bring that up. Now, do I think you should get blazed out of your mind and try to drive? No, I
No,
don't. I don't think you should. But in my opinion, we've all done it. Everybody has driven drunk or not drunk, but have has driven when they've had maybe a drink or two. Okay,
yep.
but I gotta tell you, when I'm high and I'm driving, I don't know if it's paranoia or whatever, but I make sure that I use my blinker. I make sure my seatbelt's on. You know what? Even when I'm high, this is how much I go into it. I turn my car on, turn all my lights on, and I check all my lights. Is the right headlight working? Is the left headlight working? I check my high beams. I go around, I check the brakes. I check out the blinkers because I'm high and I want to make sure that all my stuff works. Like, I don't know if you call it paranoia, but you're just like, all right, I want to make sure all of my shit is right.
It's that focus, man. Could be a sativa, man. Could be a sativa, man. You got strands like that, man, like strawberry cough, man, that just locks you in, bro, and makes you so will make you focus on anything. But just like you said, it makes you focus. You don't lose focus. It makes you focus on what you're doing more than anything. Like you say, having a drink or two, you're loose, you're loopy.
You get
It's
careless. You get careless.
yeah, yeah. It's not
Now,
fun.
it's funny because I always have a notepad, because I'm doing radio shows. I'm always thinking of topics to talk about. I keep a notepad open on my phone where because when I smoke a little bit, I think of some pretty interesting like angles or topics to talk about because I write them down because I'm like, oh, I don't want to forget about this. So I always write it down. There'll be some mornings when I wake up like, what the hell did I just write? But then it'll come back to me and I think of a lot of stuff. I think of a lot of great angles and everything. So guys, the ones that are watching this right now, I don't want you to think this is like the Cheech and Chong channel or Harold and Kumar go to White Castle or anything like that. I just want to talk about this because I think that it's something that needs to be talked about because there are so many things out there that are completely illegal that shouldn't be. They kill people every single day. Um, how much do you know about John Morgan? Being in Jacksonville, you know that John Morgan here in the state of Florida spent a lot of his own money,
Yeah.
not once but twice, because the first time he did it, it barely failed, and the second time he was able to do it.
Yeah.
Um, I think what he did was absolutely amazing
I mean, he knows the benefits. He saw the benefits of it, man. He
because his
saw the
brother,
benefits of it, man.
his brother, the reason why he did that, his brother was paralyzed in an accident. Yeah, I guess he was diving off of a dock or something, and the water was a little too shallow, and he ended up paralyzing himself. And he saw what the opiates and everything was doing, and the only thing that gave him relief was marijuana. And
It's,
and and for what he did, I thought it was great.
I mean, you got marijuana, and then you need, just even the fact it's a CBD. I knew about that a little early on in life.
Are you talking about Charlotte's Web?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. How did it? Did your son, when he was going through his stuff, like how did it help him, or did they use any of that for him?
No, they didn't use anything uh for him for that. He was intermediate, so we didn't have to do any radiation. It was, a lot of
Chemo?
chemo, and then
Yeah.
and post medication. But yeah, we didn't have to do anything like that. I just knew a buddy of mine who kid had epilepsy, and
Or seizure. See, yeah, the epilepsy with the seizure, that
and
Charlotte's
just
Web helps.
yeah, man, it that kid his kid went from having, I mean, 20, 30 of them, I think, a week, man, to not having to wear a helmet anymore, and being a regular kid. It was
Mhm.
just remarkable just to see what it did for his kid, man. And it's there, man. It's real.
So I asked the fiscal stoner this question, and I talk about the first time I did a dab, you know, and how intense it was. Because you smoke weed, everybody smokes the flower, and then you move up a little bit. They'll do edibles and everything. Do you, or have you ever done a dab? And do you remember your first experience of doing a dab hit?
Got into him over the during the pandemic. With
Mhm.
having a card, they do have concentrates available. My first one was terrible because I didn't know what I was doing. Um,
But it is kind
but
of a rush, though. People don't understand that, because like the first time, you smoke weed, you get a little high, but the quickness that it hits you, like mine was, I automatically got hot and I started sweating a little bit. I don't
yeah,
know if that was your first experience or not.
yes, yes, because of the dab, and I did it too hot. Like I said, I didn't let it cool enough.
Oh, so
But
they got the nail too hot on you. And
I used the torch, man. I didn't even have the nail. I tried, like I said, I didn't know what I was doing. I was seeing people like Fiscal Stoner and stuff like that. I'm like, man, let me try it. And but the euphoric feeling you feel though from that first one was just, it was
oof.
intense, man. Yeah, it was intense.
You know, um, I've never done like crack before, but just the setup alone when you're getting ready to smoke a dab with, because mine was off of one of those ones with the nail and they had the torch and you're heating it up. And I'm like, oh my God, this is what I imagine like crackheads or something. But I mean, it's still weed, but it's a big process to go through. You got to get, because the guy that I had that big canister and, you'd have to turn the knob and just light
Yeah,
it. Cause
yeah,
I was a welder all my life. And, I was like, oh crap, it's like I'm going to work right now. And they would heat it up and they were explaining, well, you don't want to get it too hot. You want to get it to a certain amount because if you get it too hot, it vaporizes too much. But
yep.
I tried it and I was like, oof. I was like, I leaned back in the chair and I was like, holy crap. I was like, this is intense.
Man, Fiscal, man, he has the little thermometer, everything, bro. Like he's intense with that shit, man. Like I don't do that, but I count down. I got my method now.
Now,
Yeah, I got my method.
do you fuck with the edibles at all or no?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'll make browns every now and then, and edibles are now available in dispensaries now too. They've been available for about 2-3 months now, so that's cool.
Do you get a different high from edibles than smoking? I mean, because
More
everybody's
more of a
different.
body,
Yeah,
more of a
that's
body,
what I was
more of a
saying.
body. Yeah.
Um, well, Reg, I could talk to you for a while, man. Tell people once again if they want to find your merchandise and the content that you're putting out there. Tell people how they can follow you on Twitter, Facebook, your website to be able to find out to be able to find your clothing.
You can follow me on Twitter. Yeah, I'm Hybro LLC. Same on Instagram. The site is yeahimhybro.bigcartel.com. Um, like I said, I got shirts, I got hoodies, I got joggers. When the summertime comes up, man, I have shorts, more shirt designs, things of that nature, man. Probably some grinders. We'll do magnets, like my guy Tuddle told me to
Yeah, I'm
do.
telling you.
We'll get some magnets, man. Like I said, we're just getting started. I'm doing it all on my own. I do it right here at the house, man. All handmade.
What
Just
about what about some I'm highbrow bowls?
what you
You
mean?
know, I like
Oh
the
man, I looked into. I got the rolling trays. Getting into the glass is a little more of a process, and getting my income up, man, to be able to do something like that. But
hey
oh,
man,
for sure, man, for sure,
hey,
for
make the
sure, man.
money now. Make the money now because that's what I've done with the podcast. Everybody thinks I'm making the money that I'm making off of this podcast, and I'm going out and trying to spend it. No, pretty much all of it has gone back into reinvesting back into the company or the business that I'm trying to do. So, what I'm saying, man, is just keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing, and if you take pride in your work, which I think you are, that stuff's gonna blow up, man.
Man, I hope so. I hope so. It's for
And we're
it's
gonna
for the
get Wiz
scholars.
Khalifa. We're gonna get Wiz Khalifa with some of your shit on. I promise you. Like
No man,
when this pandemic breaks down, I will get a media pass if Wiz Khalifa is performing somewhere. I will get in that back. And I mean, guess what? He might not even know what the hell it is. I'm just gonna be like, hey man, I don't even need a signature. I don't need anything. Just hold up this shirt or whatever. I'm gonna get a pic. I'm telling you, I
yeah,
will.
man, yeah, man. Hell yeah, bro.
All right, Reggie. I hope you and your family have an amazing new year, and I appreciate you taking the time to be able to speak with me.
Man, I appreciate you giving me opportunity, to have your platform to just to share my brand, man. Thanks, man.
Hey man, let's work on some content here in the future, man. I want to have you on again.
Oh, I love to.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too, bro.
All right, bye.